What's up, guys? Welcome back to In Vivo Strength. Today we're going to be going over the back squat, things that I feel that you need to address. So when it comes to back squat, how do you know if you're doing the back squat right? So today I'm just going to break things down, slow it down, just for you guys to understand what is it that we need to focus on in order for us to become stronger. So here we have Dominique, okay? We're going to be going over some simple details. The first things first, how do you know if you're squatting correctly? I think this is where we interfere going into the gym, because we really feel like, man, sometimes you're gonna go to the squat rack and you're gonna bang out a couple sets and reps, but you don't know the details that play a big factor later on in the picture, right? Because we're trying to avoid injuries here, okay? So one of the things that I like to do is test the mobility and flexibility that that person has when it comes to doing a squat. So we're gonna go over the squat assessment on the wall. I like to use the wall because the wall helps me break down the movement and lets me see where we have tightness at. One of the places where we might have tightness at is the lower back. The other place we might have tightness at is in our hip flexors, in the front side of the body, and our calves, right? So the ankle joint too. So we're gonna get a lateral view of this. So Dominique here is gonna be close to the wall. I'm gonna be approximately an inch, right? So I'm estimating an inch from thumb and whole hand to her foot, okay? She's gonna open up a little bit, open up. Okay, just open up your base. There you go. Now, she's gonna go down to a squat. What we want to see is for her to come straight down and not have any deviation going to the side of her hips or having her knees touch the wall. That's the goal, is to not touch the wall when you go down. Ready? Go. Nice, that's a lot of good depth. Go back up, let's go. 4 more, good. That's exactly what we want to see. Be able to go down, be really close to the wall, and then not have anything going forward. What is this telling us? That the trunk, right, your core has a lot of flexibility, and then you have the flexibility at the ankles to go down, right? So the calves are not tight. In order for you to do this, you cannot have tight calves. A lot of times I get this question, why shouldn't I be squatting with my feet straight, right? So if I'm talking about the foot, why am I not squatting like this, right? And a lot of times I have members or anybody that comes through here, they ask me, well, isn't squatting like this bad? And the answer to that is you have to see what your body works best with. Traditionally, in maybe high school weight rooms, you'll see a lot of coaches teach this because this is transferable when it comes to exercises like the hang clean, right? Like the power clean, because you know their movements are associated with triple extension, which means being able to move and extend your hip, knee, and ankle, right? So this movement right here. So theoretically, if you put it together, it would make sense that if here, right, you're in this position, you're squatting in this position, this can transfer on over into doing other exercises. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's true, especially for the squat, because the squat needs flexibility, it needs mobility. So one thing I want you to pay attention to, okay, she's gonna have her feet straight, put your feet straight, okay? Now, I want you to squeeze your glutes as hard as possible, okay, relax. Now, when she's doing this, I need you guys to pay attention to her quads, okay? Put your hands on the side. Squeeze your glutes, relax. Squeeze your glutes, relax. Squeeze, keep squeezing, okay? Now, what do you guys see? What's going on over here? What do you guys see when she squeezes your glutes? Squeeze, relax, okay? Now, also, another place you can see it is at the ankle joint. Ready, squeeze. Relax, pay attention to this. Squeeze, relax. What I'm trying to show you guys is that when you squeeze your glutes, squeeze, there's gonna be an external rotation of the femur, this bone right here. So since there's an external rotation going out this way, imagine if this is how the glute naturally is positioned to squeeze and function, if you're telling it to do something else, you're going against what the joint is supposed to do, right? So you're telling the femur to squeeze, it's twisting, and the knee capsule, the knee joint is right here. So what I like to do is, let's go just a little bit out, okay? Just like that, okay? Squeeze your glutes, Do you see any turning at the knee? Go, relax, go. Do you see any turning at the knee? There is no turning at the knee. There is no turning at the ankle. Keep going. Go. It's right in position because this is natural. This is natural compared to the other things that you would be doing if you were going here. So let's do it right quick. I want to see the before and after. So let me see if you guys can see it. All right, before. Okay, squeeze. Now go down into a squat. Okay, now stay right there. You're gonna see that there is a lot more tightness from the lateral view, right? So look how much forward she is in this position. Her glutes are all the way back here, and she's a lot more forward, opposed to standing up, fix your squat, go down. Look how she's able to fall down easier, opposed to being so tilted over, and now she has more space for her hips to come on down. So back up. Guys, when you guys are thinking squat, I think this is one of the things that get neglected is because we think, maybe because we did sports in high school, that this is the way we need to squat. We need to squat here, square. We need to be square. That's not necessarily the case. For the squat, you need to have some kind of mobility and range of motion to be able to sink your hips down. All right, guys, so we're moving on to the bar. We're at the bar now. Now, I'm gonna break it down step by step, and you know, when you're coming to do this, I want you to focus on the smallest details and what I'm telling her to do. Now, there could be things like overcoaching, and it happens sometimes, but it's okay for us to just kind of slow down the pace, see what we need to do, and focus on the small details. So first thing I'm gonna tell her to do is step back a little bit, okay? I want you to extend your arms, okay? Now step towards the bar. Where do your hands touch? Right there? Okay, now put your hands straight like this. Okay, put your hands on the bar. Okay, now this is shoulder width apart. This is nice, okay? From the backside, what I want to see is that she's not so aligned that she's not gonna create space when she goes back into a squat. So this looks really, really neat because she's square, but also her hands are a little bit outside, okay? So it's not about putting your hand at the grips. It's not about that. It's about where is her placement gonna be when she gets finally under the bar, okay? So now I want you to get under the bar, okay? Stay right there, okay? A common mistake I see is put one foot back. It's people setting up for the bar like this, and then they pick it up. This is something that I see that is very common that I don't recommend. Why? Because right now, pretend like you're gonna lift, okay? Stop. All the load is on this side. You're not having a lot of load here, so there's a lot of more tension on the erector spine. I don't need that, okay? Coming back down. So put both feet under the rack, okay? Just like this. Right now, what I need her to do is squeeze this as hard as possible. She needs a lot of tension here. So I need her to squeeze, stand back up. Okay, step back, 1, 2, stay right there. Okay, so perfect position of where I need her to be. This is really tight. One thing that I want you to focus on is here. I don't want her abs to be out. Her ribs need to be tucked in. Tight, tight, tight stomach, okay? Now I need her to go down into a squat. Come right back up. Boom, right back down. Back up, good. Back down. Back up, good. Now rack it up. Okay, so now I want you to do it as if you have no weight. So come right back here, do it, go down, no weight. Okay, just, no, regularly. Go into a squat, okay? Now, guys, it's different when she puts her hands in front, but let's pretend like you have the weight, right? So pretend you have the bar, go. So she needs to squeeze this as hard as possible. And then when she's in this position, I need her to put a lot of tension on her heels to come straight up. Come straight up. Boom. Now go back down, go back. Back up. Okay. Now she's gonna stay there right there. Now what I want you to focus on is her knees. If her knees are passing too forward, then we're not gonna be able to recruit the glutes like the way we want to. So what I like to teach is go down and don't touch my hand. Okay, back up. Go down and don't touch my hand. Back up. Now this forces her to sit back. It's similar to the wall drill that we had just previously done. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how low do I need to go? Right, that's the answer that we need to find out. Now, when it comes to depth, it really depends on the focus that you're trying to focus on. And the topic of conversation always leads to what is right and what is wrong, what's low enough, what is good, what is bad, okay? Let's make it really simple, guys, okay? So there's different angles at the knee, and depending on how low you go, you're working something different. Now, for therapy purposes, maybe a quarter squat, right? Maybe somebody coming back from an ACL injury, maybe a quarter squat is appropriate, right? So a quarter squat, she's only gonna get a little bit low. Ready, go. Right there, back up. A quarter squat is good for therapy purposes, yes. But a quarter squat is also good for other things that you can do with overloading your body with a lot of weight. You don't want to go so low. You just want to get used to that stimulus. That's also good as well. So it just depends, right? So what I want to do, just focus on the regular squat. She's going to go at a 90. Go. Okay. I personally like to go a little bit below 90. Go. Right there. Right back up. Now, there's something called the butt wink, okay? And you hear a lot of people talk about this, okay? And talk about the butt wink being bad and the butt wink being something that's not good for you and whatever. Yes, overtraining, doing anything that doesn't have a plan and sequence, it is bad for you. But to somebody who's doing weightlifting and they're doing X amount of loads and they're getting really low just to get that range of motion, that's what their sport demands. It doesn't mean that that's wrong. It's only depending on the situation. But for what we're talking about today, just squats, we want to get to 90, go down to 90. That's good. And I like to go a little bit below, right there, okay? The butt wink is when you go too low. Go. You see that sink? That's called a butt wink. Come up a little bit, back down. That's the butt wink, okay? What ends up happening now is that she's putting a lot of tension on her quads. So her glutes so stretched out that now her quads need to activate. Go a little bit slow. Back up. Quads, quads, quads. Keep going up. Quads, quads, quads. Glute, 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 glute. And extension glute. So that ends up happening when you go too low. That the firing sequence of the glute and the hamstrings and the quads change because of the angle that you're in. So if you get too low, you're gonna have a lot more recruitment from the quads because of the angle that is in. Now in this situation, we're just gonna focus on 90. So what I like to do is come here. We're gonna use the box squat. And this is what I like to use here. We focus on the box squat a lot because it teaches us that we don't need to get too low, we just need to get low enough. It always teaches depth, okay? So she's gonna come here, get into a squat, both feet are right there, she's gonna stand straight up, she's gonna come right back up, okay? She's gonna go down and sit down, she's just gonna sit. Boom, she's sitting, okay? What am I looking for when she sits down? This posture right here. I don't want her to bend over, no good. Arch, that's good. That's what I want every single time. So stand up. Boom. Okay, go back down. Okay, when you sit down, what I want you to focus on is that you don't shift forward too much. She should stand straight up. Don't shift too much. Straight up, go. Boom. And when you come up, squeeze your glutes. Down. Pop right back up. Boom. Back down. Back up. Boom. Good. Now, what we're gonna see, okay, I want you to focus on the plates, okay? If I can see the plates from this angle, this plate should be covering the other plate fully, right? Like a full moon, like a moon going over the sun, right? Just like that, like an eclipse. There should be an eclipse of the weights. That tells me that everything is straight. So go down, let's follow the weight, boom. Let's see it. Okay, so I shouldn't be able to see the other weight. And if I see the other weight, it's because I know she's tilted a little bit like this. If she's tilted a little bit, then I see the other weight. I don't want to see that. I want to be here where this weight covers the other weight. Go down throughout the whole range of motion. Come right back up, pop. Good, rack. So we think about the why of the box squat. The why of the box squat is really simple, and I don't want you to overthink it. It's just when you go down into a box squat, ready? She's gonna come and she's gonna sit, right? So there's muscles working on the way down, okay? So you have your quads decelerating, your glutes decelerating, your hamstrings decelerating. Ready, go down. Okay, she sits down. What happens when she gets here? The muscles are, right now, yeah, there is some trunk activity, right? Right now there is some muscles at work, but also her legs are not being worked on right now. Her legs are just calm. There is no contraction. So when she comes right back up, it's as if the exercise was a complete different exercise, because now she has come up and those muscles have to work from a seated position. So she goes down, she works the eccentric, go down. Her muscles are working on going down. So you're separating the one squat movement into two movements, and then the ascending, coming up, is something completely different. The muscles work differently. So it's you breaking down the squat into two ways. That's all it is. That's all you have to think about, the why of the box squat. So now we're gonna focus on the pause squat. The pause squat, right? Like pause, pausa, that's what we're focusing on. Now, she's gonna come back out. This is really good to build integrity, okay? Build integrity of your squat. A lot of times you don't spend enough time down there. If you really think about it, when you go down into a squat, you don't spend much time there. You really spend a lot more time here, bracing, then going down and come right back up. So your time down there isn't a lot. So in order for you to really get good at understanding the weight and the tension, it's good to go down, hold this position, 3, 2, 1, come right back up. Boom. What do we want to see? Keep going. What do you want to see? You want to be able to see the same consistency in the movement. So when she goes down, okay, are her ankles looking good? Yes. Are her knees looking good? Yes. Is her back having tightness? Yes. Keep going down. So 1, 2, 3, back up. Okay, last one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, back up. Nice. So let's go rack up. One thing that I enjoy, that I love about that, is that when you go down, you have to build, right, strength, isometric strength. Isometric is when the muscle is working in tone, right? It's working, but it's not moving. So there's no motion. It's just isometrically working. Right now, my muscles are working, but I'm being able to stay strong in this position. This is gonna allow me to become stronger in dynamic movements, and especially with heavier loads. So if you learn how to do something like the pause squat and then doing the box squat, you're able to break the variations of the squat in many ways. And this is gonna help you when it comes to getting stronger in your squat. So let's go over the little bit of things that we went over today, right? We went over testing on the wall, the squat assessment, then we went on to over here and we did the box squat, then we did the pause squat. Just little variations that are gonna help you in the long run that I think that you should focus on. And if you guys like this, guys, please like, subscribe, send it to a friend, post it on Instagram, you know, show some love here at In Vivo Strength, which we're trying to give you guys the information that is going to help you at the gym. That way you guys stay injury free and stay strong. All right, you guys have a blessed day.